I used to obsessively count my calories. I had the calorie tracking apps and I would log every single little snack that I took. Hi friends, welcome back. My bones keep cracking today. If you let me hold you, then I can give you affection. Do you hate working out? Do you hate lifting heavy things? Then stick around, because I've got the video for you. So I've had a number of people over the years ask me how I stay fit, how I stay in shape. Basically everything in this world is making that not easy to do. I wanted to make a quick little video explaining some of the things that I do to stay in shape that might work for you as well. So the first thing that I do, which I think is most important in helping me stay fit, is I focus on animal-based eating. The way of eating that has been most helpful for me in maintaining a healthy weight has been kind of an altered version of keto, if you will. So anytime that I'm putting together a meal, I really want to focus on big portions of protein, lots of healthy fats, and then minimal carbs, minimal sugar. Whenever you're eating sugar or carbs, this actually spikes your blood sugar. And what this does is it causes insulin to store excess glucose as fat. So that's something that you really want to avoid and be conscious of when you're putting together your meals. Now, do not get me wrong, I love my sweets. I am not a perfectly clean eater. So when I do have something like a cookie or a donut or like a big piece of sugary fruit like mango or something, I really try and make sure that I have enough protein and fat in my system before I do so. Some things that I like to keep on hand just to make sure that I am getting enough protein and fat are things like dry jerky, but make sure you're getting the clean kinds. There's a lot with added nitrates and sugar and synthetic chemicals and all that junk. Hard-boiled eggs, really easy, kind of grab and go. Dried cheese crisps, again, you want to find stuff with not a lot of added junk in there. So that's another wonderful option as well. But yeah, jerky, perfect, especially because you can throw it in your bag. It doesn't require refrigeration. That's probably my go-to snack at this point. Also related to diet is food quality. I cannot stress this enough. I completely understand that high quality food is not always the cheapest option, and so it's not always a realistic focus for a lot of people, but do the best that you can. And if you are able to, it's great to be informed, to know what you're eating so that you can make more health conscious swaps. When you're out shopping, really try and focus on foods that don't contain things like seed oils, refined carbs, lots of sugar. These things are really going to add up over time, even if it might seem like a small little snack here and there. The US puts sugar and seed oils in everything. It is absolutely insane. So if you think you're really not eating that much sugar or that many seed oils, you'd be surprised to look in your pantry and see how basically everything in there is overflowing with it. I do not want you to think that you can never have junk food or processed food ever again. That is simply untrue. You can definitely maintain a healthy weight when you do so in moderation and try and find a little bit cleaner brands. Another huge thing that has helped me maintain my weight is not drinking alcohol. Now, I have mentioned this in a previous video, and I know this is so difficult to give up. I promise you it is worth it though, it really is. Alcohol causes so many issues within the body, and I don't think it's talked about enough. It's something that's become so normalized in our culture that it's just kind of expected. It's something that most people do on the weekends or, just normally after work, coming home and having a beer, a glass of wine. Alcohol disrupts our sleep quality, and we all know that sleep is like so important for so many things. Just to maintain optimal functioning with our body. Another thing that alcohol does is it messes up our hunger cues. So it's always that joke where you have a whole night of drinking and you come home and you order like big greasy pizzas, really carby, starchy foods that you kind of fill up on even though you weren't really hungry to begin with. Not only does alcohol disrupt your blood sugar, but it also disrupts your liver's fat burning process. Alcohol also causes the body to bloat. So if you're looking and you're, in something more fitted and you see a little tummy, it might not just be excess fat, it might be that your body is bloating from excess alcohol. Finally, alcohol also disrupts your gut microbiome, which is so important for overall health, not just physical, but mental as well. So for me, I really do not drink. If I drink, it is maybe a few times a year. But for me, it just is not worth it mentally and physically. And I just cannot harp on this enough. If you are having struggles with losing weight, really try cutting out alcohol and see how it impacts your diet. So this one I know is probably a little controversial, but for me, it's been extremely helpful. And so I want to share it with other individuals that might be struggling. They feel like they've tried every diet in the book and nothing seems to be working. So I do not count calories. I think counting calories is a really outdated way of looking at weight management or weight loss. 1,200 calories of things like grains and extremely sugary fruits are not going to impact the body in the same way as something like 1,200 calories of high protein, high fat meals. I used to obsessively count my calories. I had the calorie tracking apps, and I would log every single little snack that I took. I was making sure that I was staying at, under 1,500 calories, but I would be messing up my metabolism by eating really big portions of food and then not eating for a really big period of time, or using up all my calories on something like a really low quality pizza and alcohol instead of making sure that I'm getting enough protein and fat and things that my body needs to actually function well. So if you are religiously tracking your calories, you're always staying in a deficit, you're working out and you're still not losing any weight, maybe try rethinking how you're doing dieting or weight management. Try focusing on really high quality foods. And I know that that can be expensive, but I know from personal experience that ordering Uber Eats all the time and getting fast food delivery is also a very expensive habit. So if you can, make sure you really prioritize high quality food. Don't focus so much on the calories. Make sure you're getting enough protein, fat, and then, supplement with a little bit of sugar and carbs as desired. I do want to emphasize that everybody is different. The way your body processes things can be very different. So it's important to experiment a little bit and see what works best for you, not just what works best for me. This is something that I want to share in case it is helpful for people, just something that I've done personally, which works. Try out different ways of eating, try out different ways of nourishing your body and see what makes you feel the best, gives you the most energy, helps you sleep the best, reduces anxiety. All these things are something to keep track of when you're trying out new foods. Another thing that I do to stay fit that I know is against a lot of people's advice is I do not do high intensity workouts. I have found that high intensity workouts spike my cortisol. They make me feel horrendous. I don't like them at all. I don't like going to the gym. I really do not enjoy it. And so for me, the most important thing to make sure that I'm moving my body enough is to do stuff that I'm enjoying. If you dread going to the gym every single day, you're gonna put it off, you're gonna find excuses. It's just not working for you, and so you're probably not going to go. You have to find a way to move your body that works for your schedule, that works for your energy levels, that works for your interests. For me, low impact has been really beneficial because I don't feel horrible after. I feel almost energized after, and I found that it still keeps my body in really good shape, really good healthy condition without all these added stressors like issues with knee pain. I've had that in the past from like really intense jogging on the concrete. If I've been running outside, my knees, it did not work for me. Even things like those really high intensity spin classes where the music is blaring, there's like multicolored lights, they're really high intensity, super fast paced. I did not like these at all. I found like I was anxious after, my energy levels were just completely wiped afterwards. I didn't feel like I was able to go about my day in a good way. So for me, those kind of workouts just have not worked. The workouts that work best for me are classes like Pilates classes or hot yoga classes, things that are kind of a slower pace, that still offer enough movement, enough stretching, enough muscle building. So if you can find classes like, weighted yoga classes, things like that, which add in a little bit more like weight training, a little bit more weight resistance, are awesome. These have just been so beneficial for me. I don't feel like they're spiking my cortisol levels, so I don't feel like completely strung out and drained after the class. So if you've been doing these really high intensity, high impact workouts and you just feel like crap afterwards and you're not seeing results from them, maybe try something a little bit lower impact. Even something as simple as walking after a meal can have really beneficial results. So for example, if you're eating a really big meal and you have a really wonderful dessert afterwards, getting some movement in right after can help with digestion and can also prevent those massive blood sugar spikes. Something else which I think most people don't think of immediately when it comes to weight management is hormonal imbalances. Cortisol, insulin, thyroid hormones, sex hormones, they all affect metabolism. Things like chronic stress, poor sleep, these can all spike your cortisol, which can lead to fat storage. I know we've all heard it before that stress is the silent killer, and it is so true. It is really difficult to manage stress, I know, in today's day and age, especially with these hectic schedules, constant stimulation, constant exposure to low quality food. But if you can really focus on reducing your stress levels, that can have a really positive impact on overall weight goals and healthy weight management as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I just wanted to give you a few quick little tips, tricks, lifestyle changes that I've incorporated that have really helped me feel my best. Let me know in the comments if you guys incorporate any of these in your own routine, and if not, what has helped you feel your best. If you enjoyed today's video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It means so very much to me. My heart beats with joy every time I get a new subscriber.